You think anybody's ever figured out who's on first yet?
Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. That's what I want to find out.
If you're familiar with this sketch, this is Who's on First by Abbott and Costello. And it relies on one of my favorite forms of semantic comedy. Like, this kind of shit cracks me up all the fucking time. But the funny part of this is that this kind of semantic misunderstanding is also a deep part of the political divide in this country. People tend to build their justification for their actions on terms or concepts that are just unintentionally ambiguous. Because we as a society seem to have lost the capability to recognize or interrogate this fixed understanding of the world. The world is not as solid and defined as we pretend it to be. And what ends up happening in the fringes of these definitions is that people don't recognize when something they view as infallible or objective can be made fallible or subjective by a simple mix-up. I want you to do something for me. Think of a concept, a category, an item, something that you think you have a defined understanding of all that it entails. Now, underneath that, I want you to put everything you think belongs or describes that thing. For example, if I said soup, I would put chicken noodle, gazpacho, ramen, udon, bisque, chowder, stew, all these different kinds of soup. Then, what I want you to do is wait to see if anybody can come up with something that didn't cross your mind to include. Or even challenge yourself to come up with something that you don't think typically fits, but you think semantically could be tossed in there. Like, if I wanted to be a little ass and technically correct, I would say cereal is a soup. And just see how your understanding of that thing shifts. While y'all are doing that down in the comments, let me spit something to you. In my journey to destroy debate for once and for all, that's my great quest. This is my Don Quixote chasing windmills. I stumbled upon the uncharacteristic quirk of having a winner-takes-it-all system in a civic discussion space. See, often the winner in these kind of situations is the snarkiest or the person with the most compelling presentation of information. But this is agnostic of objective truth or reality. But then that led me down to the hardest question. What does it actually mean to be right? Because in most things in a social society space, right is just a sliding scale of the day's morals and ethics. There's no objective right for a majority of things, which, circling back around, means that people who believe they are right probably share the same opinion or justification, even though they are on opposite sides of a belief system. You've got two people crossing the finish line at the same time and no clear way to determine whose nose went over the line first. So as an example, if I wanted to say that my beliefs were right, I would say because I'm doing it for the greater good. Well, Genghis Khan thought he was fighting for the greater good. Pol Pot thought he was fighting for a better world. Margaret Thatcher thought she was making a better Britain. This justification is just too ambiguous because anyone can use it to win in their own minds, no matter which side of the argument they're on. And I'm sad to say that there's no one-stop solution to fix this kind of issue in our semantics and our debates and our arguments. The fix is that we just need to stop taking shortcuts to describe our beliefs. The other fix is we need to stop fucking debating online. Before you justify something, ask yourself, is this something that another person on the opposite end of a spectrum can also use to justify their actions? If so, then you need to dig in deeper. Write more. Be more descriptive and direct. Take time to actually flesh out what your win criteria are and how it separates you from someone else. Actually interrogate your own beliefs in a way that forces you to come to terms with how you do or whether or not you are different from a person who you believe is your infernal opposite. Because at the end of the day, the real winner is the friends you've made along the way.